So let's talk about this For My Man episode that I contributed to, about the death, what do you call it, drive of death. So Janeen, I want you all to look at the date. This happened back in 2006. It is 2022 right now. So Janeen didn't have cell phone and iPhone and smartphone and all of that back in the day. When she saw that she and her friend were out hanging with the victim and he was paying for stuff, their drinks and stuff, of course she's going to go home and check in with her man, especially if she's dealing with a guy that, is good for nothing and he's just out there trying to hit licks everywhere and hustling to try to survive. So she probably went home. I'm going to assume she went home to say, hey, baby, I got this man who's been paying for our drinks. You need something from the store? Let's see if we can get him to buy us some stuff while I got him. That's what triggered the boyfriend to say, hey, we're not going to just get no drinks. We're not going to get him to buy us nothing from the store. Let's see if we can get some money from the situation. And so I think that's probably what persuaded her to do it. And so see, that's the reason why it's so important to make sure that you make smart decisions when choosing your mate. You're in a relationship with someone who you felt that you had to go and tell him, hey, this man's taking me out. You want to get something from it? Because that's what I know she was doing. You have to make sure that you're in a relationship with someone that's a provider already. Because if you're in a relationship with a man that's a provider and together you all are growing and evolving, you won't have to go off trying to plot licks, plot robberies with people, innocent people, just because you don't have any money. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I feel that Janeen's boyfriend did that and persuaded her to do that, because they didn't have any money. They were broke. There was probably no job stability. There was probably no career plans. There probably was no path. They just was out there lost. Every opportunist, everybody they saw with money, they probably ready to try and go and take it. And ladies, you don't want to be in a relationship with that, and guys, you don't either. Plan better. So when you love somebody, you will do dumb things for them. You just don't think. And a lot of times, that's why I do what I do. And I talk about settle-free relationships, settle-free dating, making sure women don't settle for less than they deserve. They're not overlooking signs that they're in a relationship with a toxic person. Janeen's boyfriend probably had a reputation where she knew she had to check in. She had to tell him where she was at. She had to tell him what was going on, because he probably would be jealous. He's probably controlling. He's probably going to rage and get mad and maybe abusive. These are all my assumptions. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just saying usually when women are in those relationships where they feel like they have to include their boyfriend in every come up that they have, in every, situation where they got somebody spending money on them, why do you think she felt the need to tell him that? That's why. Because she knew if she didn't, he would get mad. So she was trying to give him something out of this. Perfect example, if you're currently in a relationship right now, how healthy is that relationship? It's okay to be honest. You're in a safe place here. You don't have to share your personal information. You can always send me an email by clicking the link up here in my bio. Go to tinsley.bradford.com and click contact me and send me a message privately if you don't feel comfortable commenting publicly. But I want to ask, because the relationship choices that you make could be the decision of a lifetime. It actually is a decision of a lifetime. If you end up with someone that's going to have you doing what Janeen did in this episode of For My Man, then we already know that right there is not going to be a good ending. You need to be with someone that lifts you up, motivates you, who you can motivate and lift up, and together you guys are evolving and growing, not committing crimes. We live in a world right now where there's so much mind manipulation going on. And there's so many women who are vulnerable. I'm not sure if you heard of the Tinder swindler. That's a perfect example. This guy had these women mind just trained, or they were pretty much manipulated into thinking that he was a genuine loving person, to the point where they trusted him enough to send thousands and thousands of dollars because of his drama and his stuff. Ladies, let me tell you this. If you're dealing with a man and he got all this drama and all this stuff, that ain't your stuff to worry about. He better call his mama them. He better call his friends, his homeboy. He better call his cousins them. You're not responsible for bailing someone out, especially if you're still in the early stages of dating him. You're just getting to know him. You guys don't even know each other. You've barely been talking. You've barely seen each other. Now he's asking you for $30K? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I mean, I know it looks really cute to be in a relationship. You get to tell people, oh, I got me a man. Okay. but how healthy is it? What are some of the things you're dealing with on a daily basis to maintain this relationship? What are some of the sacrifices you're making? And are they good sacrifices? Are you losing yourself for the sake of this man? Are you in a relationship with someone who has a genuine love for you and who wants you both to grow in this relationship and he cares for you enough? Or is he going around putting all of his drama and his issues on your lap for you to have to deal with? I want you ladies to really look at that. If you are in a toxic relationship, you're not going to get out of it anytime soon if you stay in it. You have got to pay attention to the signs that's right in front of your face that this person's not a good fit, and stop settling in these places that you know are not a good fit for you. I was looking at some of the comments on some of the other posts where some people were saying that they don't think the guy did anything wrong. She was the one that went back and said something. Well, let me tell you how that went. She went back and this guy initiated her to move forward. If she got a guy giving them a ride somewhere, then he was letting her know, okay, well, if he got this money, he's, spending money on y'all in the bar, paying for stuff, we need to hit him up. We need to hit a lick. And that's pretty much what he was persuading her to do. And she did it. Because, it's no telling what kind of past background this relationship had already had going on. I'm sure they're probably used to this type of stuff. Why would he immediately go into being okay with hopping in this car with this man who's driving his girlfriend around with one of her friends paying for stuff at a bar? That just seems suspect to me. So in my opinion, he probably was a part of being the mastermind behind leading her to doing this. Now she's in jail. He's in jail. What did she get out of this? Nothing but a criminal record and being locked up. So ladies, this is important. Why I always talk about relationships, the choices you make, making wiser choices, because the relationship choices you make are important. If you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life, possibly, you need to be with somebody that doesn't have you out pulling guns out, robbing people, killing people, burying and hiding bodies. Unacceptable. That is not what a healthy relationship looks like. So I'm never going to stop talking about living settle free. And I have to reiterate what I mean when I say settle free. I don't mean don't settle down. I mean don't settle for less than you deserve. Don't settle for less in the wrong relationship with the wrong mate. That's what I mean by settle free. I've had people who thought I was out here saying don't settle down, be settle free. I don't see how they thought that, but that's what they thought. So here's another helpful hint. If you have to do all this questioning, does he love me? Does he really like me? Am I good enough for him? He didn't call me today. He's not texting me often. We don't go anywhere. We hardly do anything. Am I good enough? What's going on? All of that is an indicator that you're not that girl. Because a man who really wants to be with you, ladies, he gonna alter some stuff. He gonna make changes in his behavior. He's gonna do things that he never used to do before to prove to you his love for you. And he's gonna do it all the time. And he's gonna be consistent. And it's not gonna be a burden. He's gonna make you feel better about your situation. If you have trust issues, he's gonna make you trust again. If you have confidence issues, he's gonna allow you to feel beautiful again because of how he treats you. If you feel like you've been betrayed or abandoned, he's going to let you know you're in a comfortable space with someone who loves you. Ladies, do not settle for less than you deserve. Okay? Subscribe to my